you're back. Hey, we back. Welcome everyone to this episode on the Ultimate Sports TV, guys. We have some blockbuster signing news. If you haven't heard already, J.J. Watt has signed with the Arizona Cardinals on a 2-year, $32 million deal with $23 million in all guaranteed for that deal, guys. J.J. Watt shocks us all and goes to the Arizona Cardinals, where Deandre Hopkins is. Two former Texans now on the Arizona Cardinals. Just imagine how Deshaun Watson feels about this whole situation. He's in a dumpster fire in Houston, while J.J. Watt and Deandre Hopkins get to go to the sunny Arizona, guys. Now, this was a surprise to all of us. We thought Cleveland, Buffalo, Tennessee, Green Bay were going to be J.J. Watt's top priorities of where to go, but Arizona just pops up out of nowhere. While I do think it is a surprising destination, I think J.J. Watt's pick to go to Arizona was okay. I'm about to tell you that and more why it was okay and not the best decision in the world. Right before I remind you to subscribe to the Ultimate Sports TV, because if you are not subscribed, you are missing out on so much, because this is the hot spot. Get lots and lots that's hot from the Ultimate Sports TV spot with NBA and NFL content. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button and join this USTV squad. Then please like this video for me, share this video and YouTube channel, then comment down below if you think J.J. Watt's best decision was going to the Arizona Cardinals, and if you agree with his decision. All that down in the comment section below, guys. And also, I gotta remind you, there is something great going on in this channel right now. If you're subscribed, then you are in for this. In my community section, I post a tab every Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday showing my prompt for my Ultimate Questions. Ultimate Questions is a segment on my channel where you get to ask me questions and I'll answer them every Friday on the show. All you have to do is submit your question in my community section under the prompt that says ask your ultimate questions here, and I'll answer your ultimate question every Friday on my channel, guys. But now, J.J. Watt's decision to go to Arizona was okay. I don't think it was the best. My first reaction when I heard this news was that, hey, J.J. Watt's going to play with Kyler Murray, Deandre Hopkins, his former teammate in Houston, and someone on the defensive line in Chandler Jones that can command double teams. And one thing that I really looked at when I was searching for J.J. Watt's best destination was a team that had a superstar pass rusher for J.J. Watt not to really command double teams every play, for him to limit his injuries and not command those double teams, which get him hurt more. Having Chandler Jones across from him will really help him out, and he'll finally have help on the defensive line. While Chandler Jones won't command loads of double teams, J.J. Watt will still get him, and I feel like that's where he missed out. You have Myles Garrett in Cleveland. You maybe have Zadarius Smith in Green Bay. Those are two teams. And even the Steelers, you have T.J. Watt in Pittsburgh, where you can command double teams with those two players and you still get a single team on the other side. Chandler Jones is not going to command double teams every single play, and that's where I felt like J.J. Watt missed out. But having another superstar pass rusher next to him is a really good thing for J.J. Watt. Now, the place where I felt like J.J. Watt kind of missed out was the fact that he needs to go to a contending team. While I do think the Arizona Cardinals will be a good team next year, and I think they'll be a borderline playoff team and just sneak into there, I don't think they're up there with the Browns or the Buffalo Bills, or especially the Buccaneers and the Chiefs, the Packers, the Titans. They're not up there with those teams, and J.J. Watt had the opportunity to sign with those teams, but yet he went to go sign with the Arizona Cardinals. This is a team that did not make the playoffs. This is a team that is not closer to getting to a championship than the Packers, the Browns, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Steelers. Well, not the Steelers, but you get what I mean. The Arizona Cardinals are not closer than those teams to getting where they need to go, and I feel like that's where J.J. Watt made a mistake. If he wants to be on a contending team and win as soon as he can, Arizona is really not the place to go. The teams that I just named, like Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, Tennessee, Baltimore, if he wanted to go there, those are the teams. Buffalo, those are the teams that you want to go to if you really want to contend for a ring right now. On the Cardinals side of the things, I feel like they overpaid for J.J. Watt. Now, this is a good thing for J.J. Watt. He wants that money. He'll get paid that money. That's his money to spend, and good for him. He gets $15 million per year, $32 million in all, $23 million guaranteed. But the Arizona Cardinals overpaid this guy. I felt like the range for per year money for J.J. Watt should have been at like $12 million to $10 million per year. This guy had only 5 sacks last year, and although he was a pretty good run defender, he did not rank in the top defenders defenders or top defensive linemen in PFF grades. He wasn't that great last year. He was not a top 10 defensive end or defensive lineman last year. Let's not act like this guy had 10 plus sacks last year. Let's not act like he's not far beyond what his prime is when he used to be in his prime a couple years ago. He's not worth $15 million, and I felt like that is where the Arizona Cardinals made a mistake, because they have a lot of woes to fix on this team. They still need to find a running back because they're going to let Kenyon Drake go. They need to find an offensive lineman that can protect Kyler Murray, because when you don't protect this guy and you know how small he is size-wise and how tall he is, Kyler Murray needs an offensive lineman. He needs a good offensive line. And when you look at the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball, you still need a tight end. This team does not have a tight end. This team still needs some defensive tackles. This team will need some linebackers, as they will lose some key linebackers, and they really didn't have any last year. This team is going to need pieces in the secondary. So when you pay JJ Watt all this money, it is basically saying that you will not have enough money to get anything else that you need on this team. While yes, it is good to get JJ Watt, you needed to get him at less money, because there are still a lot of things that you need to fix on this team to really be in contention for a Super Bowl. And that's why you didn't get to the playoffs this year, because you didn't have that necessary stuff. And now with signing JJ Watt, the Arizona Cardinals are just $2 million under the cap. They have $2 million in cap space. That is not enough to retain Patrick Peterson or get a good corner. That is not enough to get linebackers that you need to make this defense successful. That's not enough to get an offensive lineman, a good offensive lineman. That's not enough to get a tight end. That's not enough to get a running back. They need at least 3 of those things, and with spending all of that money, they had cap space before. Now they're not going to have a lot of cap space now. So for the Arizona Cardinals, I feel like they overpaid JJ Watt here, because this is not a guy that had 10 plus sacks the year before or in any recent years other than 2019 or 2018 year. He had 16 sacks that year. Since then, he has not had over 10 sacks. So I think they kind of overpaid JJ Watt. And that's another thing that may affect JJ Watt. When you command all this money from the Arizona Cardinals, when you take all of that money and you want to be on a team that can contend, it's not really going to be a team that you even give a chance to contend if you're taking all of that money when they need that many things on their team. The offensive linemen, the tight ends, the linebackers, the secondary, some defensive tackles. When you need all of that stuff, even the running back, if you take all of that money, it's not going to make it even better, knowing this team in the Arizona Cardinals is now close to being over the cap. They only have $2 million left in cap space. That is not enough to get what you need in free agency this year. It's not enough what you need to get through trades. You are in the NFC West. You need those pieces, and paying JJ Watt all that money, not having enough left to get really some important pieces and some younger pieces to really help you get farther into the playoffs and actually get into the playoffs, that is not the way you go down really for the Arizona Cardinals. And I feel like they did overpay JJ Watt. And I know you can get pieces in the draft, but if you're a team that is trying to win now, you are really going to look for pieces that can contribute now, not pieces that are going to slowly develop. Now, where did JJ Watt go wrong is that he missed out on teams like the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Packers, the Buffalo Bills, the Browns, the Ravens, the Colts, teams that you can really contend on, teams that are better than the Arizona Cardinals right now. A large reason why we didn't include those teams at the beginning of the JJ Watt sweepstakes was because none of us thought that the Arizona Cardinals were going to be a legit contender going into next year. Even though they got JJ Watt, that mindset does not change for me right now. They're not atop of one of those teams in the NFC that are really going to challenge you, because they still have a lot of stuff they need to fix, and I'm not really confident in Cliff Kingsbury. He's an inconsistent coach. He's a good coach, but his tendencies as a coach are really inconsistent. But this team, what JJ Watt made a mistake on was that he didn't go to a bona fide contending team going into next year. What did he do good on? He went to a team that has upside. He went to a team that he will have another guy to help rush the passer on the other side of him in Chandler Jones. That is where he made the right choice. But everyone, those are just my thoughts on this JJ Watt situation. Make sure you give your thoughts on the JJ Watt situation to the Arizona Cardinals in the comment section below, guys. This is Malik Hicks, aka the Ranker of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you in my next one. And also make sure you subscribe so you can enter your NBA and NFL questioning in my Q&A segment, Ultimate Questions. Peace out, and I'll see you in my next one.